Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm Sahib. As you guys might know by now, this is definitely Nabil. And season 2026 is upon us. And we're here to talk everything Collingwood today.
This one's the special.
This one's absolutely like we've done all the other teams' season review previews. We've gone all the other teams' talks and the things that we think about them and where they're going to go and how they're going to go out of the way. This one's about Collingwood, and this is probably the most exciting part of our.
We can't wait. We cannot wait. Oh,
looking forward to the footy.
Talking about our footy teams.
Not only the footy season starting, but our teams playing the black and white.
The Collingwood Magpies.
We absolutely do.
Talk to us. You've got a long list of things here we want to talk about.
I was just
where
brainstorming.
Would you like to start?
Where would I like to start?
Actually, I'm going to start somewhere very left field.
Okay, lovely. Go ahead.
As of recording, they would just play North Melbourne.
Yes, the practice match
against
against North
game.
Melbourne.
I know we were setting up and whatnot, and you were watching.
What's the scoreline actually?
I just want your thoughts on what you've seen.
So a lot of our guns or a lot of our we lost by a point.
Oh,
Damn.
okay.
Damn, we lost by a point. And North Melbourne were very inaccurate. So if they actually kicked accurately, this would have been a lot of it. 12, 18, 90 to Collingwood 14, 5, and 89. What did I think about that?
From what you were sort of watching, keeping an eye
Well, the game plan has changed a bit.
Yeah.
So last year, I was witnessing Collingwood do a lot of get the ball, get it out, bomb it long.
That pissed you off.
Pissed me off was an understatement because I'm just like, how do these guys not see the problem and they keep doing it and they keep complaining? Anyway, but over the preseason or the off season now, the game plan's changed a bit where the game plan has turned into a lot more of a hand pass link run, run game where getting it out of the back line, if you can get like a Dan Houston or Josh Daicos to like spear a ball into somebody.
They're good kicks too.
Great, right?
Yeah,
if that's not the case and there's no short options, it's literally a run hand pass overlap and keep going to get it out of congestion, out of the pressure and the zones that team defenses create. So watching that practice match that just took place, they were doing a lot of that, and it wasn't even like the big superstars. So Daicos wasn't playing Nick. Pendlebury's not playing. Jamie Elliott, more Howe, or a lot of the senior guys are not playing. There was a lot of the kids that were playing.
That's exciting, though.
And I can see a lot of the kids buying into and actually playing the way we would want them to play. So
they're integrated into the system.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The Ed Allens, the Harry Dimatias, the Will Hayes. Ned Long's, even though Ned Long's been playing for a bit now, just being able to like lock in and actually execute.
So when they do come into the side, they
it's
just
not
come
like
into
you're
a system.
teaching, not so much teaching, but like almost kind of needing a player to get up to speed. They're almost like it's natural. And like I've been saying for a long time now, we need to start blooding a lot of these kids and start playing these kids and getting games into them.
Do you think you'll see that a lot during the season?
We'll have to. Because there's been so much change, at least from the midfield and the forward line for us. You would have to bring in a couple of those kids. Pendlebury's been moved to the back line. Steele Sidebottom. I don't know how much on the wing
he
they're
had a
going to play.
really good last year. I don't know if he did that up.
Exactly. Josh Daicos is going to be moved off halfback and into the midfield. So there's been a lot of structural changes for Collingwood, and by force, if you want the team to not go into a complete rebuild, and you kind of want to on the go, you have to bring in these kids slowly and play them right. Ed Allen played 13 or 14 games last year, did pretty well. I think he just needs a bit more game time to get his consistency going. Ned Long's
Ned Long had a good year last year. He had a breakout year last year, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. He went in to that midfield and he's almost single-handedly locked in a spot and probably pushed Tom Mitchell out of that midfield.
Ned Long's done. He's overachieved last year and he can go to another level this year.
Exactly. Jordan De Goey has been fit and firing the whole preseason. Has probably had his
You optimistic about Jordan De Goey? He divides a lot of football fans, let alone Collingwood fans.
He does. My thoughts are, I think this is his last chance.
Okay.
In the sense that I think at the end of 22 or the end of 21, he signed a 5-year deal. So I think this is his second last or last year of that contract. And his last 2 years haven't been that great. His body hasn't helped with injuries. He hasn't played consistently. I think he's played a combined 24 games in 2 years. Even when he's played, he's kind of played in the forward line. They'd give him a bit of time in the midfield. Not fit enough. His body almost can't take as many knocks and pushes and like all that kind of shit. It hasn't like since that premiership, he hasn't been
footballer for a very, very long time.
And for someone that was touted so highly when he first got drafted, and after his like 2018 season where he was in the 40-man squad for the All-Australian,
they thought he was going to take the next level. He just didn't take that next level after 2018.
He had a great 2023 season.
Yes,
when we won the premiership, and that was about it. Like I can single-handedly just grab those 2 seasons and be like, those are the best seasons he's had in his 10 or 11-year career now. So I think this year finally he's had a full preseason under his belt, no injuries, no issues. So I expect this guy to be fit and fire.
If he's had a good preseason, that's good signs.
And the practice match or the match simulation that we played against GWS last week, he moved pretty well. He was
good signs.
Like playing strongly and competing in the midfield. He ran out the game.
It's good signs.
So all of that lead to what should be a great season for him. I personally think he should at least make the 40-man All-Australian squad.
You set a high start.
He should be in the top 5 or top 3 of the best and fairest.
That's very high standards.
I mean,
if Jordan De Goey is putting those numbers up to become that player, that goes a long way to dictating Collingwood's fortunes for the season.
I agree, 110%. He's one of, I think, a few players that need to actually step up for us to actually compete properly this year and go
Jordan
anywhere.
De Goey finishes top 3 in your best and fairest.
I would say we'd be close towards playing in grand final.
Yeah. I said finals, not grand final.
Nah, I'm going to say it. We'll be as close to play. Because last year we made a prelim without him and Bobby Hill.
Yeah. No,
so if he's firing in that midfield, the 2 Daicos brothers, him, Ned Long, Darcy Cameron as your ruck, run Pendlebury or Sidebottom or one of those other guys through that midfield. Like, you have a pretty decent midfield. No, we're not making a grand final, I'm saying. We should be as close enough to making a grand... Like, we should be losing a prelim by like 5 points, okay?
I've got you.
Call me delusional.
I've got you finishing bottom 4, but fair enough.
Yeah, you're just a hater. Let's be honest. You're just a hater.
I've got something here for you.
Yep.
Can you play Darcy Cameron and Steene in the same team?
Yes, I think so. So Oscar Steene is one of the young and up-and-coming ruckmen that we have. He's great. He's very athletic. He's almost like a TDK. He's very good around the ground. He can take big marks in packs. He's good with his ruck work.
And he's good around the ground
So I think...
He's going to be valuable with the new ruck rules.
Exactly. So I think playing him in that forward... not in the forward line. In the team with Darcy Cameron. Because Darcy Cameron can also go back and be like a spare defensive pillar. He can
Darcy
go forward.
Cameron is a great ruckman. I hate to admit, but he's a star ruckman. He was in the 40 All-Australian
team last year, yep.
Or was he in the 22?
No, he wasn't. He was in the 40.
Yeah.
He played in the State of Origin game for WA. So, yeah, he's actually he's come of age for
he's one of the premier ruckmen in the competition.
Oh, yeah, 110%. I'd say one of the top 3 ruckmen in the competition. I'm glad you and I agree on something related to Collingwood. But Oscar Steene, I think he should play because also Darcy Cameron's 30 now or 31 next year or this year, whatever it is. So we haven't really blooded a proper new ruckman since Brodie Grundy back in 2013 or 14 or whatever it was.
Like a lifetime
ago. Long time ago, yeah. So I think we need to bring this kid in and start playing him because if Darcy Cameron goes down, you don't have no Mason Cox no more to rely on. So you need Mason Cox, actual ruckman.
Yeah, he's gone.
Mason Cox departed the club. And it's Darcy Cameron and these kids.
It's all right. That's good. You're looking towards the future.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like I was saying earlier about we need to blood new kids. Oscar Steene is definitely one of them. And yeah,
even if he plays 12 games, that's a good result.
There's 5 on the bench now.
Yeah,
so
no problem with that.
You know, and just being able to give him that game time and that exposure, that's exactly what we need.
And I've got another one for you.
Yep.
Can you play 3 key forwards in the one team? McStay,
Buller and West.
Now Charlie West.
I would love to say no.
No. You said Adelaide couldn't do it last week.
And Hawthorn. And I've said it for about a couple of teams. I don't believe in 3 key forwards playing the same team. Now, the one name we haven't put on there is Tim Membry.
Tell me.
So with Tim Membry playing in that team, you cannot possibly play
you can't have Membry,
3 or 4
McStay, Buller
and West, right? Now, they obviously, Collingwood really pushed for Buller because they really believed he was a great player and he was going to do well and he had a lot of potential in him. As of yet, no.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I'm not sold on him. Don't get me wrong, he's had a great preseason. The couple of practice matches he's played very well. But I also feel like he's one of those players who's going to take some time to fill in. Almost like a Darcy Cameron when he first came from Sydney. He was almost going to play like that second ruckman to Brodie Grundy at the time. And as time went by, he became the number one ruckman. I think it's the same thing with this guy. I think he won't burst onto the scene and be like your big key forward, which we do need, don't get me wrong. But I don't think he'll be that guy.
Be a second or third forward.
Almost, because I don't think Membry and McStay won't play.
Because the thing then I've got is, I don't know about Charlie West, you'll be able to answer this.
Yeah.
McStay, he was a third forward at Brisbane behind Danaher and Hipwood. Buller, you're saying he's going to be a third.
Almost.
And Membry's not your number one.
Technically, he's not your number one.
Membry's a second or third.
Yeah.
So how's that going to work?
And that's what I'm interested to see is going to happen this year. So those four are I guess you can say, the key forwards that we have on the list, along with a couple of kids, Zach and McCarthy, that has been drafted this year or last year. So I actually think Charlie West needs to play.
And I'm going to ask you a question on one of the names of this list.
Okay.
McStay.
Yep.
Return on investment.
Absolutely none. The only thing I will give him credit for is 2023. If it wasn't for his injury, he had a good season.
He did.
He had a great season in 2023. He contributed. I don't think we would have made that grand final without his performance in the prelim and his contribution in the prelim. He had a great season that year. Since then, he's done an ACL. I think 2 ACLs, if I'm not mistaken. He's had a bunch of hamstring and lower leg injuries. He's been hampered with injury, but even when he hasn't been injured, he hasn't been able to perform.
Yeah.
And a lot like what you said about Zach Williams from Carlton.
Yeah.
The return on investment for a free agent that we've gotten hasn't been that great.
Yeah.
Now, he was supposed to be what that key forward was going to be to help out Myercheck, and that didn't really come to fruition. Now, he's the vocal point of this forward line, and there's a bunch of kids playing around him. Buller's a kid, West is a kid. Membry's the only experienced player within that to help him out, and everybody else on the list is a kid. So I feel like Dad McStay has to step up this year.
He does.
He has to play out of his skin. He, at the very least, if he's not kicking goals, he has to be that player that leads up the ground, creates the packs. He has to be that link between the back line or the midfield and the forward line. We can't have another 24 or 25 outside of the injuries, obviously, with McStay, seasons from him, because we don't actually have legit key forwards in our team or on the list right now. And he's exactly that. So... And with Oscar Steene potentially getting some game time, I don't think McStay needs to go in as a second ruck.
Okay.
So that will actually free him up to play purely as a forward the whole time.
McStay you're talking about? Yeah.
McStay.
Okay.
And be able to perform as a forward, as he should.
So you just want him to stay at home, good old-fashioned full forward?
I want him either that or go up the field to be almost that Nick Revolt, Charlie Curnow, like that guy that links
forward,
up. Exactly.
Runs all the way to the wing.
Play West, Buller, whoever it is out of the goal square. Make him...
Just give him one role. You want McStay with one role.
And let him just be very good at that. If you want him to be the key forward that kicks goals, stick him in the goal square. Let the best defender play on him.
Give him a role.
Exactly. And I think he hasn't been consistent with that. The one thing I will mention,
tell me,
Bobby Hill.
Yeah, this is a tricky one. I'm going to let you lead this one.
Obviously, he's been away from the club for personal reasons, as we know. Now, I heard something again from our boys on SEN the other day. I think it was Gazy and
Andrew Marr.
Yep.
Yeah. The run home. Shout
the
out.
Run home. Yeah, absolutely. And they were talking about Bobby Hill and the situation around him is like at the moment. And they were just like, we understand that obviously he's away for personal reasons. Things have been tough and he's working on his personal life and whatnot. Yeah. But at what point do you turn around then and go, okay, so the club's putting all this time and effort in, doing all this to make sure you're well. But where is the club getting their return on investment back?
It's a valid question to ask.
Right? Where are they getting, what are they getting for paying you the salary they're paying?
That is a really good question.
What are they getting for the faith that they have in you when you're not present at the club, when you're not playing, when all that's not happening? And don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of Bobby Hill, and I think he's an amazing player, and the time and effort that he puts in on the football field is like second to none. Norm Smith medalist, right?
Nah, he's a good player.
So I genuinely love having him in the team. It's just without diving into too much of what's going on, like what's the threshold to be like, okay, this is enough. Like what can we actually do? So you're actually contributing to the team and you're actually contributing to the football that needs to be played, but all the other shit is being taken care of and you're looked after and you're cared for and people are giving you the support and whatnot that you need, right?
That's a tough question. That's a tough question.
I don't have the answer for it.
What's the answer?
You don't have the answer for it.
I mean, you'd think if he was ready to play AFL, he would play AFL. So
no, I agree.
It's
just until when are you gonna?
What are you gonna do? At some point, the club does have to draw a line in the sand. We spoke about this in a separate episode.
Yeah.
The club needs to explain to its supporters what's going on.
Yeah,
it needs to happen. And we
spoke
about that.
We absolutely did.
But yeah, I'd be frustrated if I was
because they've already ruled him out for the first half or 2/3 of the season.
Like what
for a not injured player? Like what is that?
That's pretty serious.
And that's exactly what I mean because last year I think they were talking, and 13 out of the 14 games he played in, or 14 out of the whatever games he played in, 9 of them or 10 of them we won.
Gun player,
right? And we played very well. And the flair and the unpredictability and the speed and the just flashiness he brings to the team and to the game of Collingwood is unmatched. I don't think there's anybody else in the team that can do what he can do.
It is.
And almost like single-handedly can win games for you, right?
It is, yeah.
So from my opinion, it's just like, okay, if that's what the case is with him, he's not injured. He's not match fit, obviously, and he needs to be reconditioned and all that kind of shit.
He needs to go through his own preseason.
Yeah, so like I said, he almost needs to put in like half a season of work.
Jay Clark reported that.
Exactly.
Needs to put in his
so
own
it's
preseason.
like, if that's what needs to happen, at what point is the club going to go, okay, listen now, like we've done everything that we could. We're still supporting and helping. We actually need you to lock in and like, you know.
I don't know. I don't have the answer.
I don't have the answer too, but it's just something
it's a fantastic
I
question.
think any Collingwood supporter right now would be asking and thinking about this question, going like, what the hell is going on with Bobby Hill? What can he do and what can the club do to help him get him back on the field? Because at the end of the day, it's like, why are you on the list if you're not contributing on the football field? It's a sport.
It's a very valid question.
So Bobby Hill, I hope he's back sooner than what is been put in front of us at the moment. We definitely need him in that forward line to help with Schultz.
No, not
McQuarrie.
we. You do.
I mean, Collingwood.
But as football fans, we would like to see him on the field. He's a great player.
Yeah, exactly.
Great to watch.
Except for when he's kicking your team's ass. That's what no one likes.
Dominates against Carlton.
Not Carlton specifically, any team, to be honest.
He's an exciting footy player to watch. It lights up the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
He doesn't need many disposals to hurt you.
Last thing I want to touch on before we wrap up
the
Collingwood season, then you can throw your little questions at me after that. Moore and Howe.
Tell me about Moore and Howe.
Defensive pillars. They're both injured at the moment.
Question mark.
Well, they've been ruled out of the first, I think, game or two of the season, so they're not playing open round for sure.
They've had their fair share of injury trouble last year as well.
Yep. And I earlier on said that for Collingwood to be competing and to do half decently this year, Jordan Goey needs to play well. You know who the other player that needs to play well is? Darcy Moore.
Darcy Moore, yeah.
Darcy Moore needs to play well this year because for a guy who was an All-Australian premiership captain 3 seasons ago now, maybe that Adelaide final last year was the closest thing he got to recapturing that.
He struggled last season.
He struggled the last 2 years.
He did struggle last season.
And he's not been able to play. I think the loss of Nathan Murphy really hurt because Nathan Murphy almost took the role of playing that shutdown key defender. And Moore's never been able to play one-on-one.
Okay.
I said it last year. I'll say it again. He cannot play one-on-one if his life depends on him.
Billy Frampton looks like he had a good preseason.
And the thing with Billy Frampton is you're unpredictable.
Yeah.
You'll get 2 or 3 great games out of him. And then there'll be a game where his brain's like he leaves his brain on his pillow and he just comes to the ground. And you're like, brother, what is going on? So I don't necessarily think you rely completely on Billy Frampton. Don't get me wrong. Billy Frampton can play a great second tall in defence. And in the support of Howe, who's also now battling a lot of injuries, getting older.
I don't know if Howe's even
if he's gonna make it through the whole season.
I don't think
so More needs to stand up.
He does.
Now, there is another defensive pillar that has been floating around to come into the team and has had a crazy off-season as well. Reef McInnes.
Okay, yes.
So he came into the team last year. He did an ACL. I think it was like 2 or 3 games in. Very highly touted forward as a kid. Came in, played forward. So I think between him, I think Billy Frampton, round 1 anyway, or opening round, whatever it is now. Billy Frampton, Reef McInnes, maybe Joel Cochran, the young kid that they early on took off. Raw. Yeah, to rest up for the rest of the game. So between those guys, I think our defensive pillars are not too bad. Once more and Howe comes back.
Because you're talking about Cochran yet to play a game. You're talking about Reef McInnes,
who hasn't really been proven.
Really coming along. Talking about how he's always been injured. So the only player you're relying on is Billy Frampton and Darcy Moore. And you have mentioned Darcy Moore and his struggles. So Collingwood's backline could be a problem.
It could be.
Like you need one of those Cochran or either Howe to get fit or Reef McInnes to play out of his skins. Yeah. Otherwise, you could be in trouble.
I agree. You
got the players like the offensive defenders, the Houston, Quaynor, and Josh Daicos.
Maynard,
Your pillars is where your problems might lie.
I agree. And we've had this problem for a very long time. Yeah. When we brought Billy Frampton in, they're just like, we've solved this problem. But he also didn't live up to the expectations or the thoughts of exactly what he was going to turn out to be. He's played well, don't get me wrong. There was a period of time there a couple of years ago where they were playing him as a utility across the ground. He was a ruckman forward.
He shut down Harris Andrews in that grand final.
He did exactly what they brought him in for. And I think Harris Andrews' influence for the first 3 quarters of that game would have been very different on the outcome
100%.
If it wasn't for Billy Frampton as well. So I see where Billy Frampton can play. I just don't think you can completely rely on him as a key pillar. He can play a shutdown role. If you give him Jeremy Camron and say, make sure this guy does not touch the ball, he will do that. But at what extent or to the rest of the defense?
Fair enough.
Are you going to be able to do that? So, more needs to stand up. Howe, hopefully his body doesn't fail him.
I have no faith in Howe. I think he's finished.
I think it's his last season, don't get me wrong.
No, I don't know.
But I'm hoping his body holds up.
No, he's not going to play again. Jeremy Howe is not going to play again.
That's a wild statement to be making.
Done. He's going to retire before the season starts.
That is
during the season. He's not playing again.
That is a wild statement to make.
Some predictions we want to do. Best and fairest?
Nick Daicos, surely.
Most improved.
I want to say Dan McStay.
Yeah,
there's too much pressure on him. It's either him or Jordan De Goey.
I'm going to go a little bit left field here.
Yeah.
Surprise headline.
I said this in a separate video that's going to come out on another platform. Okay. And we'll leave that for surprise for where it is. But the headline is Scott Pendlebury signs on for another year to play into his 22nd season. As a 39-year-old or a 40-year-old at that point. That would be my surprise headline for the year.
No, and we'll look forward to that. That's a very, very exciting headline. That's going to be his 22nd year in your
22nd
year, 22 years in the AFL.
Brother, I started primary school when this guy was drafted.
Wow. 2005, right?
Yeah, literally. Wow. Almost.
Yeah. Lastly.
There's 23. Let's get underway.
Let's go. So we'll start with Collingwood. And I guess because of injuries and whatnot, we'll just pick who's available for the time being. Now, obviously, this 23 for both teams will change over the course of the season. But we'll just pick from what we have now rather than, deal with hypotheticals and possibilities. So we'll start off with the Pies. Now, obviously, looking at our defense, we don't have Moore, we don't have Howe, and Reef McInnes. Pardon?
Yeah, a few players out at the moment from a Collingwood perspective.
Yeah, exactly. Reef McInnes is still out for a couple more weeks with that ACL. So if we were to start for Collingwood down at fullback, I think Billy Frampton is probably the most.
He is your number one fullback at the moment with missing Howe and Darcy Moore, so pop him there at fullback.
Billy Frampton.
The man next to him, there's another man there I see that's got his name, but that's on the spot in your back line. Isaac Quaynor, one of my favourite footballers.
Isaac Quaynor in the back pocket.
He's got a back pocket locked up he's had it locked up for a couple of seasons now, Isaac Quaynor.
He sure has, and we can probably just chuck him right there with Billy Frampton.
Who goes on the other side of Billy Frampton?
I'd say Braden Maynard would automatically go.
Only one player. That's been his spot for 4 or 5 seasons now.
You're definitely right about that. So
does he have a nickname? He has a nickname at Collingwood. Bruz? Is that
Bruz? He sure does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks about right. So yeah,
in a different era, he would have captained.
Yeah, so he's part of the leadership, vice captain of the club at the moment. So yeah, that would be our full back line: Quainer, Billy Frampton, and Braden Maynard down back. Centre half back line. I think we can't go past Dan Houston.
Yeah, he's just only got a spot there. Struggled last year, but he needs a big year this year. He needs to pay back that early draft pick.
Yep.
Centre half back. This is where it gets interesting. I normally would say Josh Daicos, and I would like to see him there, but I would also like to see
centre half back.
Yeah. Who do you got in mind?
Well, centre half back, we're not the key defender, so I was thinking.
It's going to be Reef McInnes.
Reef McInnes is injured this week, or he's still injured. So maybe the guy that we were talking about on the weekend, Joel Cochran, who is yet to play a game.
He's going to
debut.
Okay. Yeah. You saw a lot more of that North game than I did, so if you think he's ready to go.
I don't even think it's about ready to go. I think it's just the reality of the situation that we have at hand right now.
Stocks have been.
Depth is definitely being tested. So I think Joel Cochran might be our only option at the moment because Howe more injured still. Reef McInnes
injury.
Yeah. So and I think on the other halfback flank, Pendlebury has been playing down there over the preseason.
Yeah. I want to put Josh Daicos on the wing or in the midfield. I don't want to put him on the half-back line. I think he's too good of a player to be playing across half-back. And he's a gun half-back too.
Pendlebury.
The other one that comes to mind is Perriman. He's played in that role.
Well, who would you start on the field, Perriman or Pendlebury?
With father time catching up to Pendles. But look, we'll start with Pendles, but I think Perriman will certainly play a big role in that across that half-back line. It did last year.
Yeah, I think so too. At some point, but I think for now we'll probably start off with Pendlebury, and kind of just keep it at that because that's a very young defense and a very inexperienced looking defense at the moment. Obviously. Yeah, so you'll probably need Pendles down there, and Dan Houston might be playing a bit more of an attacking role off of halfback this year than he did last year. So I'll probably put Pendlebury back there with these guys. Yeah, just for a bit of stability, I'd say.
Play that Luke Hodge quarterback role.
Exactly. But yeah, that's what Collingwood's backline looks like for, I guess, opening round.
Let's head into your midfield. Let's go into your midfield. What's your midfield looking like?
Let's go. So midfield.
Where are we starting? We're starting on the wing.
On the wing. You said you wanted Josh Daicos on the wing.
Josh Daicos. Put him there. I want Josh Daicos on the wing.
Alrighty. Let's put Josh Daicos on the wing.
Alrighty. Center. And you can take a pick of the center.
I'll put Jordan Goey in the center.
And Jordan Goey. You think he's a midfielder?
Yep.
I'm just going to hold you up there, say. I think Jordan Goey goes on the half-forward flank. I don't think he's a full-time mid.
You don't think Jordan Goey can go in the midfield?
I don't think he's got the fitness to play full-time mid. He never has.
He does, low-key, after this preseason. But if you're saying put him on the half-forward flank...
He deserves the spot in the best 22. I just don't think he's... a
midfielder. What about a ruck rover? Can we put him in the ruck rover?
I mean, let's build out your midfield, and then if you can convince me otherwise, we'll build him with him in the midfield. And if we think the stocks are quite thin,
are we saying?
No, we'll leave him in the midfield for now. We'll build out the rest of the midfield. And if we're missing someone, then we'll skip it. Now on the wing.
On the other wing, I'd have to say Steele Sidebottom would go down to the other wing naturally.
Okay, fair enough. Yep.
So Steele Sidebottom on the other wing.
Wouldn't even mind having Perriman there, but yeah, you're right. Sidebottom's probably ahead of him.
the Sidebottom's probably just ahead of him. But yeah, Pendlebury, Daicos, Goey, and Sidebottom in that midfield. Obviously, we don't have any fusses over Darcy Cameron being the ruckman.
No issues there. Darcy is your ruckman.
We'll pick Darcy Cameron as the ruckman,
and then you can put and then you can put Nick Daicos on the other side.
Yeah, surely the best player in the league has to go into that midfield as well.
He absolutely does. So you got Nick Daicos on the other side. And then you've got one more. You get one more next. Is it one more? That's it? No, that's it.
Yeah, one more. That's 5.
You got one more.
Okay, so
Bo McQuarrie for me.
You know what? Bo McQuarrie on the half-forward flank, you reckon he should go in the midfield?
Who would you have ahead of him?
Ned Long?
Ahead of, inside mid maybe.
Yeah, a big body inside mid.
Yeah, and I guess that forward explosive you get from the Goey anyway. That's similar players to Bo McQuarrie.
Yeah, exactly. So, very, very similar players.
Ned Long is that sort of defensive mid.
Yep.
Sort of your wicket keeper.
Basically, or practically, right. So we got the 2 Daicos boys, Goey, Ned Long, Sidebottom on the wing, and Darcy Cameron in the midfield.
Pretty good midfield. Let's go your forward line. Talk to me about your forward line now.
There's
first player we mentioned. Bo McQuarrie, pop in there, half forward.
Absolutely, I'd pop him in the forward line on the half.
I enjoy watching him play. He's a very fast footballer. Does all the small things, the 1%ers. Can't believe as a carton man I'm praising us Collingwood footballers. But
are you talking about Lockie Schultz?
No, I'm talking about Bo McQuarrie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Loki, I think Bo McQuarrie goes under the radar. If I'm being completely honest,
and he's probably injured a bit too.
He does get a fair bit of injuries, but I think the way he plays the game as well doesn't probably really help. Like his aggressiveness and his attack on the ball and the man and the pressure kind of sometimes almost, I feel like, puts him in harm's way, whether he likes it or not. Definitely Bo McQuarrie will start. Centre half forward. Now, this is where I have a bit of a dilemma when it comes to the Collingwood boys or the Collingwood forward line.
Talk to me.
That centre half forward line is a bit of a problem for me because there's Dan McStay, there's Charlie West, there's Jack Buller. Who would you?
I think you start with Dan McStay.
So he's your centre half forward.
No, I want him full forward actually.
So Charlie West or Jack Buller?
No, actually.
I mean, Tim Membry's still there as well.
I think you play Membry in the half forward pocket.
Half forward pocket.
Yeah, so Membry plays as your third tall.
Okay, so half forward pocket for Membry.
And then you play McStay as your full forward.
Okay, we can pick McStay as the full forward. So McStay is basically the stay-at-home key forward.
Yeah, stay-at-home full forward. I think that's why he was recruited as well. Okay, half forward. I'll leave that one to you. You've watched the kids play a lot more than I have.
You know what? I have a lot of belief and trust in Charlie West. He's shown a lot over the preseason now, and I know Jack Buller would be very stiff. Maybe he can go onto the interchange bench. I don't know. But I'm picking Charlie West for that half forward role. Yeah, absolutely. He just needs, I think, like I've always said, we need to blood the kids, and I think Charlie West needs to be put up there. Now, we have Jamie Elliott, Bobby Hill's now on leave, so we'll leave that for now.
Jamie Elliott gets a half forward pocket.
Forward pocket or half forward?
Agree with that one. No, forward pocket. Forward
pocket, okay.
That's the things he's done to Mitch McGovern. We cannot talk about on camera. Shit is illegal. Who do you give that half forward flank role to?
I would say Lockie Schultz would take that.
What about Lipinski, Patrick Lipinski?
I was going to put him on the bench personally, but
fair enough.
He could probably go into the half forward line.
I'm happy to go with Schultz. I think Schultz had a pretty good year last year.
Yeah, absolutely. Played pretty well. His pressure, when he wasn't injured, that is, his pressure, his, fight, his ability to almost give Collingwood an option to play and to score when they couldn't, I think sets him apart.
It was wonderful. He was a really, really good footballer last year.
Absolutely.
Absolute star.
Yeah, so
bench.
that looks like our full team. Now, obviously, we need to pick an interchange. Now, we have 5 players on the bench. So
there's 2 players we both mentioned that probably should have been stiff to miss out. The first one,
Lipinski,
and the second one for me is Perryman.
So we'll put Lipinski on the bench. Perryman can go with him. I think there's also a senior player that we haven't mentioned yet. Jack Crisp.
Yeah, well, he's not in this. He's not in the midfield.
Well, he hasn't made the midfield or the defense, so naturally, I think. Pardon?
All these Collingwood footballers. He's too good of a player not to be in the side. 2 spots left. 2 spots.
Do we put a key position player in one of those 2 spots?
I think with the new changes, you can almost afford to.
Well, in that case,
because you've got 5 on the bench now.
I would put Oscar Steene in there.
Okay, young ruckman.
Young ruckman. If Buller doesn't go in there, because it would be him or Buller.
Yeah, and I think with the 5 on the bench, they can play 2 talls. We can play
exactly.
2 talls.
So I'll put Buller in there for now. I'll put Oscar Steene in there for now. And the last spot would have to go to probably one of these small half forwards or the small forwards. Harvey Harrison has had a great preseason. Lockie Sullivan.
It's your mob. You've been watching them very, very closely. I know I'll put it out here.
You know what? I'm picking Will Parker. Let's go left field here.
I know Collingwood. I know you watch replay. So I absolutely trust your judgment with this Collingwood team.
Yeah. I think I would put Will Parker in. And then the rest of the boys.
That's a pretty good 3, I reckon.
Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Our backline's pretty solid. Obviously, without Howe and Moore, it's always going to be a bit of a question mark on how well it can play together. Midfield looks good.
You've got your pace certainly with your half forward line.
Yeah. And our bench doesn't look too bad.
No, it's a decent bench. I think you've got some kids in there, so all they talk about Collingwood too old, too slow. Very quickly forgive.
Well, we had to mix it up. We couldn't just have all the oldies in the same team.
No. So all of a sudden, your team looks a lot younger age profile.
Well, yeah, definitely, and I think that's what Collingwood should be aiming for, anyway. With the way things have been going this year. But yeah, that's our starting 23 for Collingwood this year.
What? Before I forget,
what's up?
Where does Collingwood finish? Final take, and then I'll let you wrap up.
You know how you said Carlton are going to finish in the top 6? It's going to be Collingwood instead. That's where Collingwood are going to finish. Collingwood are going to finish 5th.
You take us away, Zach. Take us away.
Well, we're going to wrap up.
Yeah, we
are. Obviously, our predictions for the season are out. We've spoken about what we think Carlton are going to do. We've spoken about what we think Collingwood are going to do. We're very much excited for the season to get underway. I think we're both playing opening round, so should be a good old clash. Charlie and
Thursday night,
Carlton Thursday night next week.
He's going to kick 0 goals against Weitering.
We'll see about that. Collingwood are playing on the Sunday night against St Kilda at the MCG.
Melbourne, of course.
I mean, listen, like St Kilda wanted this shit, so
fair enough.
But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Take care, guys. Ciao.